Joe Budden podcast debating if Drake appealing the dismissal of the Not Like Us lawsuit will work. Joe Budden says he believes that if Drake wins against UMG, he will put all his poker chips in the middle and says Drake will sue Kendrick Lamar next. Hey, Joe changed more than the weather, man. Let's get into this clip.
Hypothetically, this did not happen, to be clear. If Kendrick hadn't done a press release and given a press conference and tweeted that Drake was about, and then made Not Like Us still would have been a huge song that would have impacted him severely. And because the rap battles don't stay just on the musical realm, they often go into blogs, tweets, TikTok. I think it gets messier and more confusing in today.
I think one of the things, though, and this was probably strategic, right? One of the things that helps Kendrick's case, or UMG's case, let's just say UMG's case, because that's who he's suing, is the fact that outside of the rap battle, you have not heard Kendrick proclaim that. You feel me? So the only time he said that was in the context of the rap battle. And it's crazy we still got to talk about this, but we are, because you know why? He's appealing a decision that was made against it. So, but no, when I think about it, I think that the fact that he hasn't, which is on purpose for sure, talked about it or said, yeah, that dude, he's a P, just trolled him or done anything. Like outside of that battle, there's been nothing in reference to Drake. He has not mentioned them. And you wouldn't count the Super Bowl because he's still singing the song. But I'm talking about like in no interview, in no Twitter post, nothing, right? And so you have to keep those lyrics in the context of the battle because that's the only time that he said it. It's almost like he made the song bulletproof, man.
I'm not saying that Drake doesn't have a point in what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that.
Stop, Joe. Stop. Now, Joe, I said, if I had the time, I would go back and find some clips of him saying the exact opposite, bro. Joe has said the exact opposite many times. What's his point in doing this? Please, here in the year of our Lord, 2026, on January 24th at 6:32 p.m. Eastern New York Standard Time, Joe. What is his point? Besides being a sore loser, my man. What is his point?
I was never saying that.
Yes, you are. Stop.
I'm saying a few things. One, when you enter a battle that is kind of a, well, I'm talking about how it's perceived. It's kind of an enter at your own risk type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like before that battle started, I came on the air. I said, potentially one of these people will never be looked at the same after this.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounded like a lot, but I mean, I had a healthy amount of respect for the brothers involved. So, and sure enough, one person was never looked at the same, but you taunted him and you provoked him and you asked him to come out, this brother that we normally know to be so quiet. So some of that is enter at your own risk for me. Two, everybody can't sue. Everybody ain't going to sue. Back to Mona's point. Suing is like a privilege type of thing. Mm-hmm. And when you lose and continue to use the judicial system to try to hammer home a point, it does come off a way.
Yes.
Like my only point is for
not only that, but even after the judgment was against you, it's like you had to backpedal on all the other parts of the lawsuit that you started off with against Spotify and all them. You lose in a devastating judgment, right? Devastating judgment by Vargas, and you still quadruple down. Like it's beyond looking away. Like, why are these dudes so scared to just call it what it is, man? You know, it's not looking away, bro. It's not looking away. Let's call it what it is. You know, he's trying to use the legal system to attack the foundation of something that he actually once supported and fought against, which is the use of lyrics in court, that they can be taken literally, which shows you what he thinks about all of that in the first place. He doesn't care. It's not just looking away, but it's crazy to see Joe Budden do this what would you call it? I guess this 180 in real time. in real time, he's doing a total 180 as far as what he thought about the battle and what he's even said over time, because we done reacted to some of his viral clips.
How he comes off, not in what he's doing. I can't even say I wouldn't do the same thing if I had all the money in the world and all the time in the world.
Now
you wouldn't, but I get what you're saying.
Okay. So Joe going too far. So now he can't say that he wouldn't do the same thing if he had all the money. Joe, first of all, you got enough money to sue, my man. Joe got enough money to sue anybody he want for whatever reason he want. Let's stop the game. Let's stop the games, please. So now he can't say he wouldn't do the same thing. I'm glad Mark Lamont calling him out. Let's back up a little.
And you wouldn't time in the world.
You wouldn't.
I can't even say I wouldn't do the same thing if I had all the money in the world and all the time in the world.
You wouldn't, but I get what you're saying.
I don't think he.
Why would? Because I'm gonna rely on my rap shit. If I enter the battle and we on some rap shit and you got the upper hand and I'm on some rap shit and I'll just take my loss. I'll take my ball and go home.
See,
It's walking contradiction, bro. He just contradicts himself after Mark Lamont call him out. He would, number one. But why is he saying this? Why is he saying this? Joe's trying to get himself. I don't think he'll ever get in Drake's graces, but he's positioning himself for something. He's trying, because this ain't even fair and balanced, because it goes against what he said himself during the whole battle and shit, especially right after.
I think he's fighting a different fight. Me personally,
I'm sorry, y'all. I got it. Now he fighting a different fight. Hey man, just when you think these narratives died and went away, shit. They pop right back up, and it's like they pick up right where they left off at months and months ago, like they never left.
I think he just fighting. I think this shit is past rap. I really honestly think he just won out his Universal deal. That's what I really think. And I think that he is just using this as a catalyst to get that accomplished. I think that, because again, he ain't suing Kendrick.
Why would Universal let him out the deal? They already won. They're going to win again on the appeal. I'd be surprised if they don't. They will. And then you mean to tell me that's the only way? This is the only way? Reputation destroyed? And to a large part anyway. Not totally, but he's working on it. He's definitely working on it. It's the only way you can get out of a contract. Right? This ain't about nothing but him losing the battle, being mad about it, and suing. They ain't got nothing to do with anything else, man. Man, I get so tired of hearing this.
He's suing Universal, and I just think he don't want nothing to do with them niggas. I think that his level of success and money and access has shown him something that most people don't even get to see. Like you saying, you suing is a privileged game. Mm-hmm. If you got enough money and your family got enough money to sue a motherfucker, you could make some change. When the cops whip somebody ass in Newark, they don't have no money to sue. You whip some black person ass in Livingston or Short Hills, they parents going.
So we're gonna compare this to that. Like that's the illustration you gonna draw on. Is police brutality. So there was definitely some brutality going on. He definitely got brutalized. Oh man, but definitely not in the context of police brutality. He got brutalized though, for sure.
Sue you is going to get all the media attention in the world, and now you can make some change.
My only thing about what you're saying is, and again, I'm on optics. If he won against UMG, I would put all my poker chips to the table that he would sue Kendrick next.
I also would be worried about this.
I would judge that. I don't think he would, but I would judge that. And I think.
But why would you judge it?
Because
for all of those things.
Because nigga, it's like suing somebody that you told come outside and get a fair one, and now you sue them for assault.
But that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. He's just trying to do it vicariously. That's what he's doing. Wayno said this in his video. We just did that video. I think that was in the J. Cole video, but Wayno was going back in on Drake, and he was talking about the hoops you would have to go through, because the record companies would definitely have to bring in the lawyers and make sure that they would never be in a position to allow this to happen again. Just think about it. We can never be in a position for this to happen again. That's what would happen. And so, yeah, that would make things difficult for a lot of current artists and anybody going forward that wanted to, or that was looking to get some sort of deal. Yeah, you could do independent, but let's be real. you get a jump start when you get a deal with the record companies, right? You get a jump start, you get a budget, they give you advances, things like that. They got a lot more that they can do to help make you a star. So it's crazy to hear him say this though, man. Still in 2026.
That's some sucker shit.
But what if you ask them for fair when they pull out a gun and shoot you? Because that's Drake's argument, is that you went beyond the rules of the battle.
That's not his argument.
No. One of the dismissals before had highlighted what he said in Taylor Made, where he said, "Talk about them like in Young Girls. I got it on. It got to be true." Like you said this, you put that out there for him to say.
Also, he defamed Kendrick by accusing him of domestic violence
and
a bunch of other shit too. But that's different. I would be more worried about this case. Back to your precedent thing. In the lyrics in court situation, because if now there's facts in raps, that might be across the board. Now everything is a fact in rap or suable or actionable in fact. I don't like
that. I hate that. Indicted if that's the fucking
that's
case.
where my brain went at first.
Yeah,
that's like yo, dog. The people could pick and choose when they want to allow lyrics to be admissible, right? And the damage, because when these little niggas is running around talking about shooting people, the white people or the court want to now allow those lyrics to be evidence in court.
I gotta say though.
But when it's
the older I get,
though, the dumber they are. but now when Drake
I feel a lot less sympathetic to the rapper that says, and then I killed him on July 7th at noon on 52nd Street, and then turns out that's where the body was. I mean, I don't think it should be used.
I'm with you there, but then what if you also get Drake talking gangsta shit in his raps, and they're like, well, maybe that's real too.
That was my very next point, which is the other reason why I don't love none of the Drake lawsuit shit, is because he get on them records and start spilling. Like when he not playing the legal game, he get on them records and say, "We're sliding you, yo. Didn't they just shoot your house up? Shut the fuck up, bitch ass nigga, yo. I'll buy tickets to your show. Get you."
Dude, he just talked about how traumatized he is, how they traumatized his kid. We still got this guard who allegedly got popped. We ain't heard nothing besides the story coming. We ain't seen nothing else. How he was traumatized, how they called him, they used his Jewish heritage. He done took every last angle, but this the dude that are talking about, we sliding, we got the sticks, this, that, the other, all of the gangster stuff. Y'all gonna really listen to that? Look, y'all talking about y'all can't listen to Cole. Talking about he the greatest. All valid points. I'm not here to defend that. But you can listen to Drake talk about we gonna slide on you and we gonna do this, that, and the other. And come on, man. Come on. If Cole is the guy who came out threw a punch and then said, "No, I'm good," Drake is the guy who came out threw a punch, gap punch, and then called the police. Then called the police on the nigga, right? And he's suing for damages. He want money for the hospital bill, all that. Come on, man.
You killed, it's mob ties over here. Like and that's the thing. It gets into the whole historical thing of the Oreo kid that can bounce back and forth. Yeah. Like, and I think that's the part that hurts him the most in this.
Hey, let's think about that though. He said the Oreo kid. That's funny. The Oreo kid. If this was Kendrick, and I'm not saying this to say Drake ain't black, but let's just say someone who's not a mulatto, okay? Who's black, not mulatto, not mixed. And not just black, but a darker hue of black, okay? Not like my light-skinned ass, okay? But I probably would fit there too, right? I am mulatto. But let's just say Kendrick, somebody dark as Kendrick. If they were to do this in the context of a rap battle, how you think they would be treated? Even if they were a big artist. How do you think they would be given as much grace and as many excuses as Drake is being given right now? Do you really think that would happen? I mean, we talked about that before as far as like colorism being a part of it and all of that. I wouldn't say racism, of course, but I think there is a little bit of that going on for sure in certain circles.
That's what Not Like Us was about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So it's like your behavior as it continues, even as we done forgot about it, you finally listen to people, you went and laid low. Like you chilling. Niggas just want Iceman. Niggas just want Iceman. And you should probably change the name of that with all the shit going on. But that's what niggas want.
Well, I don't know if y'all heard yet, but then they just had another incident up in Minnesota, right? Another guy, a citizen, had a permit to carry. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Drake keeps that name after everything that's been happening.
Anything else is a deterrent from that, but he got the money and the time, so please, by all means, have at it.
That's what I'm trying to separate. Just in my last point, to separate my hip hop feelings from my other feelings. As a hip hop head, and just as somebody who cares about art, I don't ever want art to be criminalized or used, or I don't ever want to restrict the possibilities of what an artist could do. I just thought there's just a small part of me that could see shit getting crazier and crazier in the 21st century with how we mix fact and real. We do it with news, we do everything. It's hard to know what's real and what's not. Mm-hmm. And I can see somebody's life, not Drake, but somebody's life really be destroyed for some shit, and then using music as a cover for it, or art as a cover for it. And it just scares me. I'm not saying that this is the solution, but I'm very scared of that. That's all.
I can dig it, but it's a very, very slippery slope.
It's super slippery. You're right.
Does anyone here think that he'll win the appeal?
No.
Yes, I think he might.
Stop it.
I think he'll get to a point where they just going to part ways, and I think that's his overall objective.
But to be clear, winning the appeal means it not being dismissed. I think they may, because they dismissed it without even.
Yeah, he ain't going to trial.
I think he'll win that battle because of the argument they're making,
then lose,
in the next step. Yeah, that's my suspicion.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. All right, what else?
Oh boy, man, that kind of raised my blood pressure. Let's look at some of these comments. If he wanted out of his deal, he would have never tried to renegotiate a new one. He is just throwing a tantrum because they wouldn't remove the song. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. If you want out, why are you renegotiating in the first place? You're only renegotiating because they wouldn't do what you want to do. And again, I like the last part of this. This is really the bottom line. This is really the reason. He just throwing a tantrum because they wouldn't remove the song. Remember that they said he came to them about removing the song over a couple times, even the lawyers, and they said no. That's what it's about. Nothing else, man. Nothing else. He didn't want out the deal. He wanted them to cheat for him. This nigga trolled Kendrick for weeks after releasing push-ups, accused Kendrick of domestic violence, accused his wife of sleeping with his best friend and his bodyguard, made fun of his trans man aunt, made fun of the thought of Kendrick being touched as a kid, which wasn't true to begin with. He begged Kendrick to come outside, and Kendrick did. This is a bratty-ass lawsuit. UMG distributed both disses between artists. Drake participated in the battle, too, and defamed Kendrick as well. That's pretty much what Judge Vargas said. It's backfiring on everybody. Drake's streams have, like, doubled in the past 2 days. Everyone's making Drake bigger, and I don't know why. Even not like us, streams stayed the same. Well, if that's the case, why y'all keep crying about it then? Why y'all in one breath always talking about his streams, and then the next breath crying about this, that, and the other? Like, Kendrick destroyed Drake and Cole so bad, he had one suing and one apologizing in their 2v1. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Cole been on the chopping block, boy. One thing I commend Drake on is that he really don't give a fuck about bad PR. He definitely don't. He knew taking this route would make him look away and didn't care. Through all the hate and jokes, it's amazing how he's still dominating. I think all of this just made fans straight. Yeah, I don't know about that part, but we'll see. He's not going to sue Kendrick, bro. Not going to lie to this point. The case has gone step by step as the lawyers I know told me to expect. Y'all just ain't doing journalism. You're biased as niggas to look at the case who don't listen to rap music. I mean, yeah, we're going to end that right there, but that's Joe Budden and them's take on Drake's appeal. I guess Joe thinks if he was to win the appeal or somehow against the odds win against UMG overall, he would sue Kendrick. You know, at this point, I wouldn't put it past him. I really wouldn't. And it's crazy how we was really done with this part of the whole subject. Was we not? I mean, we talked about Drake in different videos, but it was mostly about maybe Iceman and things like that and other stuff. But it was never this subject. We were pretty much off of this. We wasn't bringing back up everything that he, like, it's like the water that has the sediment, and the water looks kind of clear. Yeah, it's still a little, still a little cloudy, but it's pretty much everything settled. And then boom, you go stir it up, all the sediment now it's all, you can't see nothing. It's kind of what they did, man. But hey, it is what it is, man. Him and Cole, boy, they not gonna live this down. But Joe and them, Joe is definitely doing a real-time backpedal. And I'm interested to see what his angle is, so I can grind his ass up. Cause he angling for something. This ain't what he was saying. This is not what he was not saying. All this, no, he wasn't. But we'll see. Anyway, man, y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.